Can you deal with that?
I can deal with it.
Okay.
Okay.
I can't see anything. It's so far away.
Well, then get closer.
No, I'm good here. Okay.
All right.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Leah.
So,
Yes.
are you excited to be here today? You look scared. Do you know why we're here?
Sorry, trying to stay in the little filmy thing. Yeah. You said.
Why do you get the square and I don't? Your face is the only one with the square. You're sitting here like this. It's kind of unfair, actually.
I like shiny. No, go away.
Okay. You know why you're here?
Yes.
I didn't force you to be here.
Is this like do a disclosure?
Yes, this is the disclosure. Did I force you to be here?
No.
Yay.
Yay.
Okay. So basically, at one point, a long time ago, when I started my channel, people were kind of curious about my mom, about her role in my life, and it kind of was always an ongoing curiosity. People kind of asked questions, and
Excuse me.
She wasn't there to answer them, and I don't know the question.
I don't know where I was.
I don't know where you were. You're doing laundry is what you were doing.
Holy.
The ongoing laundry. Not mine, just laundry.
Just laundry in general. They're just,
There's so much laundry.
laying down the mud.
And I thought this would be good video content. So if anyone who doesn't know you yet, this is my mom. Her name is Jody. She's my biological mother, and this
So they say.
This is where I get all of my awkward silliness from.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I know. So here we go. Let's start with the first question. The first question comes from Heidi Brown, and this.
Hi, Heidi.
Gosh. This question
I
is,
like the name.
how did your mom help with things like stigmas and self-esteem while growing up?
Stigmas and self-esteem.
It's a tough question to start with.
No, that's good. We'll break it down. So I think self-esteem is a difficult one. Stigmas is from an outward looking inward. So wouldn't you say like stigmas from outward
Yeah,
looking
because
inward?
I didn't have, let's start with actually the basics. I was homeschooled along with my brothers from
Thus the reason.
a long time. I guess from like, I went to school up until grade 1. I finished grade 1.
You liked school.
I think
your
so.
older brother didn't. He used to get bullied a lot. So
But then I would bully the bullies.
yeah, you would.
Because I was bigger and taller than everybody.
Oh yeah, you were.
Because I was taller than him. So Clayton, my older brother, was shorter
he
than
was
me.
like 11.
And, no, 16.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So with your bedwetting, we didn't realize what it was. So we didn't realize
That's one of
it
my
was
questions.
something. Oh,
Yeah. Well, that was great. I was
sorry,
gonna say,
Heidi.
No.
See you later.
My question was going to be like, when did it start? Like, when did it stop being one thing and become another?
Well, it's something you're born with, so it's not something you know about until
But, like, kids always.
But age 3, you're kind of like hoping that someone will be toilet trained, and you were, but then there was times where you just didn't make it to the washroom. And, I used to try to...
You can't look at me when we talk.
So you wouldn't make it to the washroom. So kindergarten was always a worry. Because once you got into kindergarten, a lot of people send extra pants anyways, because most kids either have a long bus ride or they can't make it throughout the day. Sometimes they just have accidents. You took the bus.
Okay, so we
and
took
you
the
did
bus.
fine. I don't really remember you having any issues.
Yeah.
And so it really was something that maybe you plateau at certain ages, and I don't know if it's just something you just made it to the washroom more often in class. In kindergarten, bathrooms are are right there usually in the room.
I do remember that in grade 1 there was a bathroom at the corner of the room.
Is it stereotypes? What was it?
Stigmas. Like,
Stigmas. So stigmas are outward looking in. So with stigmas, the age, there wasn't a stigma to it. It wasn't until you got older, you were homeschooled, and we knew other people. Bubble. Happy
Sheltered.
bubble. We knew other people who also were dealing with these things.
Who?
They were people that were part of our homeschool group.
But like who? We don't know.
Yeah, we do.
We don't. Okay, never mind.
I'm not saying their names.
Fine.
But
Wow, that's cool.
so there was that family
Everyone
who
was
had
just
many
nice.
children in it.
Okay, so that family.
That family had many children in it.
Was it a guy?
No, it was a girl, blonde little girl.
Okay.
Anyways, and I think a few of them throughout the older groups of that family also dealt with the same issue. It wasn't something that was just to the one little girl. There was others in that family, I think, as well.
So there was no one picking on me.
don't think so. I don't
No.
really feel. Did you feel like you were
No.
outed? It wasn't until you got older that it happened, and that would be back into the public school again. Like,
well, there would have been like
into paid
church.
school.
We would have had sleepovers and stuff at like the
Yeah, and
other
then
houses and
I think
stuff.
I would have sent you either with good nights or
There was
things like that.
One time I went to Jessica's house when I was a kid, and it was her sister's birthday, and
Right.
her mom. I had to tell her mom that because I was supposed to somehow wasn't supposed to stay over.
Oh,
and I told her
you
mom
decided
that
you wanted to.
I guess it was just getting late, and so Jessica wanted me to stay overnight. So she was like, "Do you want to stay overnight?" And I was like, "No."
Yeah,
So
so
her mom
rules your life.
So I told her mom, and then she was like, "That's okay, that's fine." What's her face? Her younger
she's
sister
really-
was like, "Yeah, she does too," and she like gave me these like good nights. But I was just like,
I think I
"No, it's
remember that.
really bad. Like it's
Yeah.
really bad." And she's like, "That's fine." Like she was totally
But
okay
she's
with
totally
it.
yeah. But she was
But Jessica
a really
didn't
great
know.
person.
Yeah.
But Jessica must have known after that.
I don't know. I don't remember if
You're gonna have to ask her.
I will have to ask her.
Yeah, let's call her now.
Yeah.
There wasn't stigma until you got older, and it was until you were more older or
Like high school.
high school. So for elementary reasons and church reasons, there really wasn't any issue. Plus, being at home, if there was any time that you needed to use the washroom, you could. So you didn't have it like maybe when we used to go skiing, downhill skiing on Mondays.
Oh yeah.
That would have been an issue for you.
I do remember there being a couple times where I wet my pants.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened though. I have no recollection of what happened after.
Well, maybe it didn't. You know, we just dealt with it. It was just something that, and
Yeah.
plus everybody had wet pants from skiing.
Maybe that was the goal. Was
Like all the
I
snowboarders,
don't
their
know.
pants were soaked.
It's so gross. But I know.
Stigma was very little until much older and more, what is the word? Judgmental.
Mature? Oh, okay.
More judgmental, immature, judgmental, teenage tweens. And that would have been when you were back into grade 9.
And I would have told
ended
you
up-
everything anyway. Like there's nothing like I didn't really think I didn't in the end. I don't think I actually had any problems telling people because no one needed to know. And
yeah.
when people knew, they didn't care. Like they just didn't know what
No.
to say, more or less. So
Yeah, I think most people just take it as it comes. You know, life is like you gotta roll with things, and if someone has to quickly go to the washroom or has had an accident, it's not like it's never happened before. Mm-hmm. And everybody remembers having accidents. I think everybody in the world's had an accident one time or another.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, self-esteem. I think that's the harder one. I think for you, self-esteem might have been something. I think you've always struggled with self-esteem in the fact that there's a sadness to it not ending. And I think that makes your self-esteem, because it's never going to go away. It's not going away. And, you know, like your grandmother on your dad's side said she wet the bed till she was 25, and all of a sudden she stopped. So I don't know what caused that. Maybe it was having babies. I really have no clue why. She just said she just stopped. And that was when...
no proof. Like she never talked about it again. Like did she?
She didn't talk about it with you, but she talked a little bit about it with me, and it was like when she got married. Mm-hmm. So she stopped living with the lady that she was living with in North Bay, I think, or Windsor. I don't know where she was. And then she got married, and her and her husband moved into their own place. Mm-hmm. She said it never happened again. So maybe she did, or maybe she didn't. But your your uncle supposedly had issues, and then
I forgot about him.
It's in the family. Yeah. But it's something you're born with. The self-esteem end of it is it's tough because you're already dealing with self-esteem when you fit in with people. Don't you fit in with people?
The weird thing is I don't remember any problems. I don't think that's a bad thing. I just don't remember having that. Yeah, no, I don't think there was like any significant self-esteem problems.
Okay.
So that was just one question.
That's good.
That took 13 minutes. Let's see. Weren't you teased by your brother for wetting the bed? This is by Sandra Molteni.
Hi, Sandra. No. And that's not allowed. It was hard and...
It's not allowed. They didn't care.
No, they didn't. No one cared.
I don't think they even knew what to do. There wasn't a thought that crossed their mind.
It did it also because you didn't go wet their bed. You know what I mean? It didn't affect their life. Like, they didn't have to. And most people, when they're very young, you know, as they grow up, they expand their visions of other people in their life. I think they just left it with you because you're the one who had to kind of
I think they forgot. Like, I think after a while they just probably did.
Plus, you know, it's not like we went screaming through the house.
Yeah. Guys, guess what?
You know, I mean, we did go to the doctors, Dr. Rosenkrantz and the other doctor at the child, Chio, and, you know, nothing worked.
Mm-hmm. That was another question I was going to ask was, did you feel like the doctors were doing anything wrong? Like,
no, I don't think they were doing anything wrong. They were doing with what they could for an 8-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Because by 8 we were figuring, okay, so
by 8 I was really bratty.
No, you weren't.
With the doctors, right? There was that one. There was that one.
Doctor, just the dentist.
Just the dentist. No, there was that one doctor. He was like, he gave me. Oh, I was so angry at him. He gave me boy stuff instead of girl stars and charts and stuff because that was the first doctor we saw, and he didn't have any girl stuff left. You did do what?
I rolled.
He didn't have any girl stuff left over, and I was upset because he was like, "Yeah, you should be. It's all your fault."
I probably was like, oh, "You'll get over it."
And that was when we first started the DDAVP nasal spray.
And they wanted to.
That was an infection. I don't know. There was like pink drink, but I can't remember that price.
Yeah, I don't remember either. I mean, we could go ask for you.
It probably was desmopressin. I don't know. They're both two major drugs that you try when you're kids and
it was
adults
a nasal
anyway.
spray.
One was a nasal spray.
And, I think one was oral. And then he was like, we had to wake up and we had to set alarms and you didn't, that's where you did not want to get.
Yeah.
Like, it was like at 2 o'clock in the morning and it'd be like, okay, let's get up. And you'd be like, no.
No, thank you.
I mean, I could have dragged your little body out and just plunked you onto the toilet and said, go.
I don't know.
But that would have been so much fun every night.
Super traumatic.
Every night.
Traumatic.
So I wasn't going to make you do something to make it worse. Mm-hmm. You know, because I think that kind of pressure is like, you're 8 years old. I mean, you're still like a little kid at 8 years old. To have your mother like losing her mind at 2 o'clock in the morning and at 4 o'clock in the morning and then at 6 o'clock in the morning.
A lot of people always ask me if I ever tried the Bell system, which is like...
We were looking, that doctor at Chio mentioned an alarm system. But he says once you just set an alarm and get up and go.
And I didn't. I just didn't.
You were not into it.
I wasn't into it.
You seriously were not into it.
So that answers that question about bed bath.
There's no point in forcing somebody. I mean, I guess I don't like forcing something on you that it's just going to be miserable. Mm-hmm. I suppose it could have made you miserable. They say mothers that nag their children have children that are more aggressive when they're older.
Yeah, probably. There's this one question I don't really understand, but Todd and Az says, when did you make the transition to incontinence products? Young, old, when did your parents think it was time?
What's an incontinence product?
I don't know. I don't know what that means.
Does that mean a diaper?
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like, isn't it as a kid, don't you wear that anyway?
Yeah, you didn't.
It's the same thing.
We tried to keep transmission out at one point. I was just like, because they're expensive.
That was another question.
Which is seriously unfair. Mm-hmm. If you're told, and now you know now, that you were born this way, you know, we have great healthcare in Canada and everything. I don't know. Like, they're over $1, I think.
$1 to $2 a diaper.
We would either just cover the mattress with plastic and then put the sheet on top and just wash sheets. I figured it was cheaper to wash sheets than to buy the good nights and the diapers and things like that. So
it was mostly good nights and Depends because those are just the most sizable ones because I was tall at 8. I think I was like 5'7" or 6 when I was 8.
I don't know.
By the time I was 8, I was almost as tall as I am now because I remember there being specific. I'm 5'9" now. Don't try and get taller than me. I just remember there being a lot of comments when I was younger by like dad and other people who'd be like, "How old are you?" Be like 14.
Yeah, but girls grow. Yeah, but girls grow faster, taller, and then you stop. Yeah. And then guys grow and then
I was
stop later.
5'6", 7 by the time I was 8, 9. By the time I was 10, I was 5'9" or 8. Like, and I finally got to 5'9".
I didn't journal your height.
I'm telling you, the first person.
Oh, sorry.
like the healthcare in Canada, which I've answered before, and
Healthcare in Canada. Well, okay, so
free.
some things are, some things
you
aren't.
need your own stuff.
Until you, like, so you can, like, say you have certain diseases, you can buy into some more healthcare, which you have done in the past, where you've bought into more healthcare and stuff, but...
Well, through work I have insurance.
Yes, but I meant like with...
Oh, ODSP. I don't have ODSP.
No, but you had something else, wasn't it? You were, because you were like getting your trips to the hospital, the parking paid for.
Oh, that's through taxes at the end of the year. That's what I claim as healthcare.
You were also paying into something like for a while.
There's Trillium drug benefits.
Yeah. Okay, so drug benefits.
Yeah.
Some drugs aren't covered. Well, drugs are, well, now they are, for under 25 are covered in the I know.
Yeah, I know.
In the healthcare system. But
that's through
after
Trillium
that,
as well.
you're paying out of pocket for eyeglasses.
But going to doctor's visits every time you see a doctor, all of that is never billed to you. It's completely free.
It's never have through your taxes. It's not free.
But you don't have to pay out of pocket to go see your doctor just for.
You pay out of pocket out of your paycheck. For everybody, everybody gets that. Don't set it like, oh, it's like, we're like.
Well, we don't get a bill in the mail. Like, it's
no, we get taxed for it.
Yeah.
And we get taxed heavily for a lot of things.
That's pretty much it. There's no other really
any questions, or have you remember any from the past at all? Because I remember you were asked a couple times earlier.
Did Clayton and Josh have any bedwetting issues, or that was just?
Not really. No.
Just when they were kids.
Clayton maybe earlier in like up to about age 3.
Oh.
But not really, and Josh.
Nothing to write home about. When did you think it was gonna stop? Like.
I kept hoping it would stop for you. I mean.
I thought it was gonna stop when I turned 19.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You had a thought.
I was like, yeah, I'm done. Like, or 25 because of meme.
Okay. Well,
but I thought,
it's understandable.
I thought that if I got old enough, it would just go away. And I was like,
yeah, you would just grow out of it.
But by the time I was 19, that's when I first saw Rosencrantz about the actual problem. I was like, it was November in 2011 when I started my ongoing journey of meeting all these urologists.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's when you actually took it in hand yourself.
Yeah.
So up until then, we
did nothing.
After the time with the doctors,
till like age 13, I think.
We just stopped, and nothing was working. So we just started just washing beds, and if a mattress got ruined, and we bought another mattress.
This is the first new mattress.
Disposed of the other one.
No, it's not the first new mattress. It's the first new mattress I've bought.
It is, but we've gone through many.
Yeah. But it's not the first new mattress.
And the plastic sheets they cover the mattress, like, they're just so flimsy and they don't work. And the last mattress before this one, we sprayed with water repellent.
Oh yeah, not this one. The one I was sleeping on forever and ever and ever. Yeah.
The other one.
I told everyone that. I was like, we sprayed it with never wet.
Yeah, and I think it might have worked because it.
Definitely didn't have any stains on it. That's for sure.
And it didn't have any odors to it, where the other mattresses eventually had odors with them, because it would just soak through, and you can only flip them. That one you couldn't even flip. It was a non-flip mattress, I think.
You just turn it. A couple more questions. What were your feelings while I was growing up dealing with it? Like, just me dealing with it, and you were just on the outside. What were your thoughts?
Frustrated, sad for you that it was happening. Alone, kind of. You knew that people had issues, so I guess it wasn't that alone. But just waiting. You're just waiting for it to slow down, and mainly.
Did anyone, like, get angry at you, like grandma or anyone like that? Like, just, like, tell you what to do? Because that's what the internet does these days, but, like, you wouldn't have had people, other than grandma or, like, people from church be like, well, this is what you should do, and stuff like that. Did people do that?
No. Well, it wasn't a topic of conversation either. It's not like you go around. But grandma, I don't think so. I think she was, I mean, we would, like, say, hey, you're going to find this funny, but it's like, she would buy, like, these special underwear when you were like a little girl, and it had, like, cartoon people on it and stuff. Like,
sounds oddly familiar. Kinda.
Like it might have been a Disney character or something on the underwear. Okay. And it was like a reward, and if you kept your bed dry or something like that, then you don't mean
like diapers? Okay.
No, like actual just underwear.
Oh yeah. No, that's starting to ring a bell. I remember that now.
Yeah. There were, when you were really young, I thought maybe you were being stubborn. and just refusing. And so I had made you clean out I washed them in the tub.
Wash what?
Your underwear. Hand wash your clothes like when you wet them.
Oh.
I think they did that a couple of times, and then thought, well, that's just not getting anywhere. It's not doing anything, and I don't like. That's still making someone miserable over something. And there's got to be a better way of doing something than to discipline. And then like. And didn't really help you any. I don't know. Maybe if I nagged you more.
No, I think that was the opposite approach these days. Is people say like, don't abuse your children over that because they don't get it or know what's really wrong. Depending on the approach, I suppose.
It's instilling a fear factor.
Yeah, which is never good.
So that it's like
that was something
I'm scared, so I'm not going to do this. But
really, just
what if you can't? What if you still do it and now you're scared and you're hiding or you're chucking your stuff out the window, just burying it in the backyard?
Yeah.
So that's not going to get you anywhere. But sneaky.
Yeah.
And scared and everything else. So no. And why would it's just such a not a non-thing to be upset about. It's like you're the one who has to deal with it. The only person that really is upset would be you. And
I was upset because you were upset that it was costing money, and that was really what was upsetting me the most, because you were saying how much money it cost to wash sheets, and then you wouldn't always have time, or we wouldn't always be able to buy the
we didn't have the money always to buy.
It always made me feel really awful that it was expensive.
But I'm so sorry.
We always went on about money when we were kids.
I did not.
Yeah, well, maybe I just remember it weird, because I always remember anytime you mentioned it.
I tried not to. I tried put evaluating things by cost, like when people say, "Oh, you're not eating that plate of food," and people are starving in downtown Ottawa or whatever on the streets, is not going to make that person eat their food anymore. Putting a value on it, saying you're spending money then throwing out money into the garbage, doesn't make you eat that food more. It just, so I tried not to. So if I did, I do apologize.
No, because you would always say like it would just be expensive to wash the sheets over and over every single day. I think there may have been that
But it was less costly than to buy the Depends.
It might have been Dad
it's
too.
Like
I don't
food.
know if
It's like depends or dinner. Shall we eat or So to me, I just like let's just wash it. Things get washed, and plus we didn't have we're on a well, so we're only paying for electricity to pump the water to the house, and then you wash in cold water. So, anyways, if maybe it's just something stuck out in your head because you're just so acute to it. As well?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know. But if I did, I'm so sorry.
That was pretty much all my questions. So, any other questions for you? Anything at all?
I don't know.
All right, well, that was fun. Thanks for doing this.
It was fun. High five. Or hug. Hi. Awkward.
Yeah, let's high five. Let's do it. So insensitive and impersonal. Yay.
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 Fuzzy. I love you.
I love you too.
Squishy face.
Next time we have to do a video about how well you know me, because you don't know me.
Oh, you're like. All your life.
Nope. I really want to do that
All
video.
your
It's
life.
funny. Okay, anyways.
Your life.
That was fun. Thanks for watching.
It was fun. Bye, everyone.
I hope you all enjoyed that. And if you didn't, that's fine too. We are sorry.
Just tell us.
We're Canadian. We're so sorry.
I'm so sorry. So sorry.
Okay, bye.